Hello again, and welcome to another one of my little videos for BFM. In this one, I'll also be fighting a Mirage 2000. The difference this time is going to be that my opponent is going to be someone I know, someone who is vastly better, and someone who's actually better than me, I think. My goal is the same as before. I want to do 2-circle, and this guy knows the geometry a lot better. So again, you'll see both of us dive to the deck to avoid giving up turn room to the other guy. So we merge at the deck, and he obliges, and we merge together. So he decides to merge quite slow. So he merges at 430, and I merge at 450. Initially, I have the advantage for a 2-circle fight, and he has the advantage for a 1-circle fight. Not only because the Mirage is better than the Hornet in 1-circle, but also because his energy state allows him to pull a min circle better than mine does. Whenever you do min circle fight, do the tightest circle, the objective should be to be closest to your corner speed if you want the tightest circle. For merges, you usually don't want to merge at corner speed because that renders you very slow and doesn't give you that buffer of excess power that you can turn into momentary turn rate. So usually you want to be a little fast, and looks like his plan is to do a min circle or min radius on me. So here we go, and sure enough, he goes 1-circle. He sees that I'm have a proclivity to do to the right, and he follows. Instead of intercepting my flight path, he opts to go for a rolling scissor, which is going to be looking like a horizontal corkscrew. So we got sort of a rolling scissor, which for these kind of fights, the guy who wants to do 1-circle wants to keep forcing the rolling the scissor kind of pattern, and the guy who wants 2-circle wants to put his lift vector to force 2-circle, and usually that results in what from your perspective looks like a vertical 2-circle, but you keep rolling throughout, so it becomes like a rolling scissor. It's really the product of one guy wanting a 1-circle but the other guy wanting a 2-circle, resulting in the rolling scissor, which I kind of find to be sort of a 1.5 circle more than a 2-circle. It's a weird kind of fight, but it really depends who reads the geometry fight better than the other. Here we're already seeing it's sort of an off, like from my perspective, the circles are offset, and so my goal is gonna keep flying to a high 6 o'clock, which is why you'll see my lift vector pointing to aft of him. So I want to go aft of him, and you see his lift vector change to try and force new geometry. So here we have sort of this is a vertical, which he might turn into some rolling in a moment here. And you'll see that it's offset, but it's a 2-circle. It's a vertical 2-circle. So here, looks like I'm trying to pull for it. And here, I think I make a mistake of not realizing how offset this is. So he doesn't go for the rolling, but he tries to fight for the offset circle, and I don't realize this, so we keep doing our circles. So this being an offset, he reaches the bottom half as I'm not even on top, which means I actually have a choice here. So the correct thing people usually think is to pull more Gs to prevent a shot. But as you can see here, if I pull as many Gs as I can here, I actually help get an easier shot for him. Number one, I get slower, and number two, I don't allow for like a low PK shot, and number three, I actually turn in towards him. So a concept some people don't quite grasp, but whenever you're doing defensive BFM, a thing that comes to mind is canopy rate. So for what I'm looking for here is to travel as fast across his canopy arch as possible to stay out of the gunshot. So you can see if I pull hard, I don't travel across his canopy bow quite as fast as if I would have, if I right here pull, like let off the stick and just do 1G, fly in a straight line, you can actually see that he has to put in more work to put his nose on me than if I pull G. So I kind of kill myself here. And here he poses a threat, and I have to jink and give up angles. So he gets the advantage off of that. I'm not sure why he didn't shoot. He definitely had the... maybe he just barely didn't have it, but it was almost there for sure. So I jink and try and redefine the fight. But I think at this point I've given up too many angles. What I can do here is fight for energy. What I should have done here, after having done that critical error, I should pull 1G, let off the stick now. Instead I pull as hard as I can. So let off the stick to regain as much energy as I can to get back into and redefine some new geometry that I can pose more problems for him if I have more energy. But up here I have 270 knots, and he has no trouble following and no trouble keeping his nose on. So he decides to do some low yo-yo, and I see that, and I kind of hope for us being able to flip or come over the top and get a shot here, and we almost trade with each other. So it's not quite, but almost. So some time passes. Let's see. Yeah, so now we have completely offset circles, and I see this, and I wanna sort of entice him to be slow, but since he can cut the corner, he doesn't have to travel as far as I do. It's a little trick on my mind that I don't see this. Looking at attack view, it's so easy to see how he just completely cuts this entire corner. And what I should do is I should give up the angle and stop fighting for it. He's already got the better position. And like right here, I should just go in a straight line to realign our flight paths, so he cannot cut the corner like this. And inevitably, like, I can already see the writing on the wall here. In fact, I'm looking at it. I got a lot of speed here. Meanwhile, he lost a lot of speed doing this. So again, this whole plateauing thing I was talking about last time. So I plateau here. knowing that he's slower. And what I want to do is I just want to force 2 circle, and we get that. So it becomes a downward spiral. And I want to try and stay above him. But I'm not sure how I mess up here, because it feels like I should not be outside of his circle like this. So he cuts up, redefines the fight with plenty of energy. With a lot of energy actually. So he got to 500 knots. Redefined the fight and cut me off over here. And here he got me. I think not realizing how much energy and not reading his speed correctly is what might have cost me here. So if I would have played that correctly, I think here I would have turned down in towards him. So he's doing 6G, 8G, but it looks like his speed is getting away from him. So I'm not sure if it's intentional more than his speed just got away from him. And I misread that. So my thinking going upwards here is that the Hornet usually has better energy management than the Mirage. And so I want to climb away from him. But since I didn't read his speed correctly, he's actually right on me. And that's all 0.